congratulations. What a thrilling, stunning performance that was. How are you feeling after just blowing the roof off this place?
Yeah, buzzing, to be honest. It was a really good performance from myself there. I felt, when I was struggling in certain moments where I wasn't getting in quick enough, I managed to, follow it up with like 180 and then a big finish, or, two good scores and then a finish. I just managed to dig myself out of every hole I put myself in. I know he's going to be starting off so well. I don't know the stats, of course. I just know he's one of the best double 16 hitters in the world. So I said to myself, if you're not going to get in and match him, you're going to have to outscore him. And I managed to do both in the end. But yeah, it was incredibly tough game for me there. And credit goes to Ryan as well, because 5-0. I know I played fantastic, but it's a little bit flattering because I thought after the first 4 sets he could have been 4-0 up against any other player in the world. To be honest, it was just unfortunate. I was just on fire there for him.
When you're in that moment, and I know you touched on it in previous interviews, you knew it was a good performance. Do you feel untouchable? Because it certainly looks it. When you go to that place, no one has got near you.
Honestly, when I was like 2-3-0 up, I was thinking, this feels good. I don't feel I can lose. Doesn't mean I couldn't lose. I just felt that way, and you have to be careful not to allow that confidence to overtake, because if you think too far ahead, the game's not won. I was still 2 sets away, but I just felt like I was playing so well. And even when I looked up at the stats, when I was like, I just turned to the left and I see I was obviously the last set, and it was 98 average. I think my average was, and I was thinking, if I got in 5 darts here, I could get my first 100 average, and that was just playing through my mind. That's how confident I was through the game. And then when I went out in 5 and I see the stats, I thought I finally achieved something that I think is quite hard to when I was hitting 100 average in such a long format in a double in. So yeah, it's quite a nice achievement for myself.
I know that you play this, Dan, but the comparisons between you and Phil, you and Michael, are growing tournament by tournament because what you are doing. Do you see those comparisons because of your performances you're putting in?
Not really. Phil, like I just said, Phil would do this game in, game out. I have 1 out of 5 of them games, so you can't compare me to Phil, never. And he'll always achieve more than any single player the world's ever seen. No one will ever be able to do what he's done. Michael had that period, he was just unbelievable. Like the same, he was game in, game out. So yeah, I don't need to compare myself to Phil, Michael. I'd love to be here in 20 years to be known as the 3rd best player or the 4th or 5th. It's just, for me, I just want to keep achieving and keep building the accolades up. I said it on stage earlier. If I can win tomorrow, it really would mean a lot to me. I think 9 major finals, 6 major wins with the World Cup in 12 months. I just don't see that being beaten over the next 10 years, to be honest. I think that's quite I'm not saying that to sound big-headed. I just think that's an accolade that's going to be incredibly hard to be beaten.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Ryan Joyce played a fantastic game today, and a word to sort of describe your game we've used, and I think Wayne used on commentary, was unplayable. Do you feel like on another day, maybe Ryan against a different player, it could have been the other way around?
Yeah, on another day he could have beat me. If I'd have played like I did and all the 3 games I played before that game, he would have beat me, because he was really, really clinical. He was getting in all the time. He was in a lot of 108 ins, 146s. His scoring was brilliant. He was matching every time I was hitting 140. He was matching it. Just the different was the big finishes, the 180s, stuff like that. So yeah, he not just beat any player. He could have beat me on a different day, to be honest. I was just, I'm not going to say very fortunate, but I just felt like I put in the best performance at the right time. I think a lot of people probably would have discounted me, probably thought I wasn't going to win this tournament. A lot of people thought, Dimitri said yesterday that Mike was the favourite, but the only way I see it is experience can prevail. And obviously when you're in them big moments for the 12th, 13th time as my major semi-finals, I'm not saying big-headed, it does help you. You experience it so many times, but I think Mike's handling it so well that I don't expect him to falter tomorrow. I think I've got a tough game, and he knows he's got a tough game, and it just adds to excitement. I think everybody really looks forward to tomorrow. I don't think anybody's going to look at it and think, well, I'm definitely going to win. I don't think anybody looks at it and thinks Mike's definitely going to win. I think it's just going to be a great game. I really do, and I really hope it is as well.
Something you've obviously picked up over the last year or so is a favourite tag. Is it something that you enjoy being? You will be a fairly. I
wasn't the favourite when I come here, though.
Not in the tournament.
No, I wasn't. So.
In most of your individual games.
Yeah, of course, but it's not something that plays on your mind too. And I think you just want to win. If I'm favourite or not favourite, I think over the last 12 months I've shown that it doesn't affect me too much. Anybody can beat me. I've said that so many times. Anybody can beat me. I'm not unbeatable, But when you put in good performances like that, it gives you great confidence, makes you feel like you're unbeatable. But tomorrow it's a major final, anything can happen. I could get blown away or I could blow Mike away, who knows. But that's the excitement of darts now, and we can all look forward to tomorrow, and anything can happen.
Congratulations.
Thank you, mate. Thank
Luke, what would it mean if you could cap off this remarkable 12 months by retaining your first major title?
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that it'd be 12 months from the day tomorrow. So that would be my last opportunity to really add to it, because after that it would, it'd be you'd be exaggerating a bit to say, oh, he's done so well over 18 months, 24 months. But my last chance to add to that 12-month tally. But if I don't win, it's 9 major finals in 12 months, which is obviously fantastic. But I'd love to pick up that 6th. I'd love to get to 10 majors in my career. I'd love to win 2 world finals. That's the goals I'd love to set over the next 5 years. I really feel like I could put my name up there with a lot of the greats, but yeah, you have to put in these great performances to allow yourself to be in these situations, and I felt like I was really good tonight. If I could bring that tomorrow, then it could be a really, really good game. But Mike's playing good, so yeah, I won't take him for granted, but I know that if I play my best, then I stand a great chance of picking up another major, but nothing's ever given to you.
Yeah, yourself and Mike obviously came through the development tour system right up through the pro ranks. What have you made of how Mike's performed this week? And
That's what I was trying to say up on the stage. I kept getting the words wrong, but what I was trying to say is, the UK Open final, it was a development tour final 5, 6, 7 years ago. Now it's me and Mike. That was the development tour final 5, 6, 7 years ago. So, 75% of the field tonight were development tour players. That's a credit to the PDC. Like I said, if we didn't have these secondary tours, then who knows if we'd be in this situation. So, yeah, it's a credit to them, to be honest. We're really, really lucky that we got to get through on that. And, me and Mike will have great memories of, because we talked about earlier, we've had some great games, so we really look forward to tomorrow.
Have we seen you at your absolute peak tonight, or do you feel it could be, honestly, for Mike, at another level tomorrow night?
I'd love to say no. I'd love to say there's another level in me, but yeah, I think I was pretty decent to be fair. I'd be happy to be like 80-90% near that, because if I play like that and I don't win, then I'll just have to shake Mike's hand and say, you've obviously played incredible. But I know there's levels in me that I can reach. But 1st to 6th does play in my favour. It's a long format. That's what I enjoy. That's what I said to my family tonight. I love the long format. I can go for long periods, and that plays into my favour. But like I keep saying, it doesn't matter. Who knows what can happen tomorrow? We can all just look forward to it. Thank you.
Luke, Winmau Darts said that when you walk on, there's an aura like Adrian Lewis, Taylor Van Gogh, and that can get in the opponent's mind when they're on stage waiting for you. Do you feel like that is a thing now, that there is this thing surrounding you where they almost can get a bit worried when you're walking on, hearing the fans, hearing the music, and seeing you walk on that stage?
Not really, because obviously Ryan played well. I don't think he faltered. I don't think it affected him. I was just at that level tonight that was kind of hard for him to match. But yeah, I don't think it will affect a lot of people. I think the only thing that can change between, the game between me and Mike tomorrow is the occasion could get the better of him. But I don't want to, put that in his head. It might not. I'm just being honest. It could get the better of him. He might just relish the challenge. So, that does just play in my favour. To be honest, when you've been in so many major finals, it does get easier. It doesn't make it easy, but it gets easier. When you're in your first, I remember my first, and I just knew there are rewards that come with it, and you just sometimes can try too hard. But it's a long format tomorrow. It would play in my favour, but he's got the capabilities to beat me. He showed that tonight. He was pretty strong on the back end of the game. So yeah, I just got to stick with him and make sure that I don't let him run away with it.
Is this performance almost a relief, because you've spoken this week about throws hasn't felt as smooth as it has, and you faced some real battles. Of course, Stephen Bunton sticks out. So to produce that level of performance on this stage, 5-0 as well, is it almost a weight off the shoulders knowing that you are hitting your peak when it really matters?
Yeah, it felt really good tonight. It really did. That's sometimes a little confidence boost you need. The last time I felt that way was like New Zealand Darts Masters when I won. Usually when I feel good, it usually goes well. But yeah, I've not really felt that great. But tonight it felt amazing, and tomorrow it's just going to be great confidence. I'm going to feel good. I know that. It's the same way it was for the World Championships. I felt really good against Scott Williams, and then I managed to feel incredibly good in the World Final and managed to play well. So yeah, this will just only help my confidence for tomorrow. And that I felt really smooth. I remembered what I did tonight, and I remember it for tomorrow. Make sure my throw's in a smooth, natural action, because if it's like it was tonight, then it's going to be good.
Quite a few players this week have spoken about the importance of family. You've got young children. Do they realise yet just how special you are and what you're doing?
Probably not the youngest yet. He only quite knows what the bullseye is at the moment. So if I'm not in that, then he ain't got a clue what's going on. But I'm sure he will understand one day. But yeah, I'll let my son be my son. He doesn't have to be involved in darts or think about darts. He does his own thing, and I'm sure one day he'll sort of understand what his dad's achieved and be very proud of him. But for me, it's something that I do this for. It's to do everything for your family. I think not just me, all the players do. We all do it for our families. So that's the main reason why we're always away 24/7. Is you do everything for your family.
Huge well done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Luke, congrats again.
Thank you.
Obviously, from a ranking point of view, going into a final, Mike De Decker is quite an unlikely opponent. You probably wouldn't have thought it might have been him at the start of the tournament. Do you prepare any differently for someone who's less experienced? Obviously, he has no experience in televised final.
Yeah, I mean, of course. I'll be honest, you just wouldn't expect that you'd be playing him in a final. There's so many great players before that. But if you look at the way he's played, then you told me his stats before. I'd have said, well, I expect him to make the final. I think he's been great. He probably wasn't at his best tonight. I think Dimitri maybe give him too many chances, maybe try too hard. He just wasn't at his best. But, if I push him, he might go back to his best. So that's what I got to realise and not take what he played like tonight, that he's going to play out tomorrow. If I push him, then he's going to play well. And, like you said, the experience sometimes can tell in the end. But we'll, like I said, find out tomorrow. We'll see what happens.
It's obviously on a smaller stage, but can you take your experience from the World Final against Littler? Obviously, he was a complete unknown, but going into his first ever final, can you take experiences from that day and use it against Mike tomorrow?
I don't know. I think when I played Luke in the final in the Worlds, I generally just believed that it was never going to be a poor performance from him. I didn't believe it. Whereas for Mike, I don't know what performance I'm going to get tomorrow, and I think he probably feels the same. Sometimes I'm untouchable, sometimes I'm very beatable. So, yeah, I just think we're both going to go into that game very open-minded, believing we both can win. All I can say is a long format can only suit me because of the experience I've got on these long format games. I think in the last 12 months I've probably played about 10, 11 games over incredibly long formats. That's probably the longest format he's ever played tonight, so it could play in my favour, like I keep saying. But I'm just looking forward to tomorrow. I'm buzzing. I can't wait. It's going to be a great spectacle for us all.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.